One Piece chapter 1104 titled Thank You, Daddy. And this is probably where Kuma might end up punching or game ending Saturn. But considering where we are and considering how Saturn has not yet fully used all his power and Kizaru still sitting on the ground, so that's a problem all in itself. And I thought about it too last chapter, but I really want to believe Kizaru would help out the Straw Hat, or not Straw Hats, but help Dr. Vegapunk, Kuma, and Bonnie ever since he was monitoring Kuma and Bonnie the whole time. I think years, but man, I think this will happen. But let's kick off this chapter by leaving off where we started, where Kuma's about to deliver the all-father taste the wrath of a father's rage and fury all in one punch. And that's actually what it is, a punch full of feeling. You're, as Saturn says, thinking to himself,
you're that buccaneer brat. You can either live as a slave or die as a slave. Nothing else can be tolerated for someone of your ilk. And
it cuts back to Kuma's past memory. Mommy has passed away. She's in a better place now, as Kuma's father is crying. And it cuts back to Jenny as a child. I'm just so happy. And then it cuts back to where Jenny gives Kuma's her final words. Kumachi, sorry, but I'm at death's door. And it shows Kuma in front of the cross in the church with Bonnie as a baby holding his. And then the next panel shows Bonnie crying and Saturn freaking out of Kuma about to deliver that punch to the face. And Saturn says,
Vegapunk, what is the meaning of this? How can Kuma still be alive? I made use of our contingency plan. A few days after the Revolution Army took him, I triggered his self-destruct mechanism.
And Dr. Vegapunk said, what? And boy, Kuma was about to deliver that, oh, this is for all the times you treated me and my family punch. And boom, socks him in the face and sends him flying with all the power in at his fingertip, or the one punch. And Saturn say, it don't look like Saturn is all concerned. I mean, look at him. I mean, look at this panel. Does that look like a, oh, you thought you defeat me, didn't you? Type of look, huh? No. But every Marine there and Vice Admiral, no Admiral, just Kizaru, but every Vice Admiral that sees this all says Saint Saturn, and they see him crash into the building, into the next building. Because when you see an anime character so powerful swing at enemy and sends them in the ground, nothing but a trail, hits different buildings, that's how you know they're super serious about that punch, and you're deserved. And Saint Saturn went through multiple buildings. Now he's laying down shocked as he is bloody, and I mean bloody to the face, because he's surprised that all that conquers Hawk pattern in one punch damaged him that much. And everybody says, one of the Marines says, the town, and everybody else says, what's going on? Did Kuma do that? Which, yeah, he did. And as anybody else would say, he just punched one of the 5 elders. He attacked one of the world's great overseer. And Kuma over there is panting and panting. I can definitely say that. But good job, Kuma. You get 2 claps for that, because you sent that oversized Oni to the ground. And number one, the Marine says, go help Saint Saturn at once. He's under the rubble. For someone of his status to be struck by a slave, this is unprecedented. But one of Vegapunk says, hey, we can move again, Bonnie-chan, or you're okay? And this is our chance. Get Bonnie to the upper level. Escaping the island is our only objective. Now, Vegapunk is thinking to himself, what's the current events that's been transpiring in front of his eye. He's thinking, what is the meaning of this? That's a good question, Saturn. The truth is, I didn't install a traditional self-destruct mech. I couldn't bear the idea of making you into a bomb, knowing how those bastards would take full advantage of that. But I still kept my word. I just used a different kind of failsafe, and he activated it. I programmed it to shut your body down complete. Between that and the loss of your individuality, you should be nothing but a vegetable now, incapable of receiving orders. And how I took that is, you're a vegetable now. That means you're brainless and you can't do nothing. You can't respond to nothing. But I guess that's the same thing as having a brain, I guess, shutting down your brain. Even accounting for Bonnie's presence here, you shouldn't have been able to reach us. So how are you still moving? This almost seems beyond science. Science? Well, there's only one thing you can calculate with science, and that is love for your family. Family is what can move. It's all about family. As Don Toretto present this current chapter right now. It can't be what I'm thinking, can it? The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies. After all, you people want, and it comes back to Kizaru, and he just has that. It's over. Isn't it? And Sentomaru says, Kuma? And one of the vice admirals, where's Straw Hat? He disappeared right before we could apprehend him. There's no way we can call in such a failure. And then Bonnie just finally daughter and father-daughter time. Bonding time, and Bonnie says, thank you, Daddy, for everything. I saw your memory. Mommy seems like an amazing woman, and I saw how you actually wrote me lots and lots of letters. That made me so happy. I don't care if anyone else calls you a tyrant, because I know there's no one kinder than my dad. She proceeds to hug him, and so does Kuma, unconsciously and unaware. But to me, you're the coolest person in the whole wide world. I'll never ever forget that. And shows the two panels of them hugging, and a big explosion happens behind them. And everyone, the vice admiral says, Saint Saturn. And Saint Saturn bursts from the rubble and stomps towards Kuma and Bonnie. And Bonnie said, whoa. Saint Saturn says,
Vegapunk, I am still waiting for nation. Was this your doing?
Yeah, you just see all the bruises and on Saint Saturn's face, his left side of his face where Kuma punched him. And apparently he's regenerating from that. So don't know what to say, but heard some bits and pieces about him mortal, but who knows? Vegapunk says, I suppose it would be fair to say that you could just as easily chalk this up to the power of love. Saint Saturn says a rebuttal to that.
I see, as usual, is a human, how short-sighted. You gentlemen have outlived your usefulness. Farewell.
And you just see his arm / hand or shoulder. I don't know which part that is. But it looks like he's regenerating his whole body. His body is regenerating. That's what Sanji says. Once he sees that. And Saint Saturn goes for the killing blow and tries to pierce Kuma with one of his legs. And Bonnie says, Daddy, get out of the way. You gotta move. And we all know Kuma used all his strength in one punch. Ha, see what I did there? And Sanji comes through and says, I'm not gonna let kicks the foot out the way upset Bonnie-chan anymore, you dirty old spider. And Kizaru, I did have hope, my man. Frankie comes from behind, or not come behind, but shows up and say, yeah, we owe Kuma a huge debt too. Radical. And then Kizaru, not fully recovered, but get back up and rested, ready to join back into the fight or the fold, and says, my goodness, you certainly have grown a lot. And finishes his move, Radical Beam, and shoots it towards Saturn, dealing a critical blow, but didn't realize that Kizaru is behind him and hits him with his attack from behind. And Kizaru says, let's put your growth to the test. And Sanji screams Frankie and sends Frankie flying into multiple buildings also. Man, we gotta stop them damaging these buildings, man. And Saturn just stares at that while he's healing, regenerating that hole that Frankie created. And Bonnie says, Vegapunk, Dad can't move. And it says, Vegapunk tells Atlas, Atlas, can you carry him to our meeting point in the lava stratum? And she says, leave it to me. Now, in this panel, the Buster Call Protocol has been authorized by the authority of the world government. This island has been declared a threat to the entire world. All ships, take aim. Reduce everything to ashes in the name of justice. And Kizaru says, now that Kuma's joined us, when do you agree there are too many players on the board? I think it's about time we wrap this up. And Vegapunk speaks up. You're a sad, sad man, Kizaru. Have you no heart? Kizaru says, I should have brought a darker pair of shade. I'm going to embarrass myself at this rate. And then cut to Saint Saturn.
A traitor who studied the taboo secrets of the world, a survivor of a bloodline that should be extinct, and a pirate who awakened the power of the ancient god. This island has been completely infested.
The forces of justice looms over all. And that's the end of the chapter. Man, to be honest with you, I didn't expect this to be I was wrong about Kizaru. To be honest, Kizaru, now I heard Kizaru is a little bit high sometimes with his decisions, but sometimes it can lead to good decisions, I think. Probably not. I mean, considering he had time to think things over in the last, I think, chapter, or I guess it is 2 chapters, because this chapter and last chapter, he has been conflicted of what he's going to do. And judging by last chapter, he said Bonnie and Satomaru, because clearly he's concerned. He's concerned for Bonnie and Setomaru. I mean, you got a kid, and you have somebody that you knew for a long time from, I guess, Vice Admiral days or something. But, man, Kizaru is like a flip of a dime. I'm telling you. He probably walking down the street, and if you're a pirate, he probably just flip a quarter, and if it lands on like heads, you get kicked in the face light speed style. And if it lands on tails, he ain't gonna do nothing. So it's like it's up in the air for him. If you're lucky enough, you probably ain't gonna do nothing. But if you are, well, I guess that's it. Now for Saint Saturn, on the other hand, well, at this point, he just messed up Kuma's family life, his life completely. Did experiments. I think he had that punch coming, but like I said before in the last video and the video before that and the last shot before that and that, Kizaru has not used his full power yet. He hasn't used his full awakening yet, which we don't know what that is. And Saint Saturn has not used his full power yet. Right now, we're looking at like 50 to 75% of what they can do. If they bust out 100%, they said fuck it, we just go all out, then yeah, that's a problem. But I think Saint Saturn isn't gonna bust out 100% on the Straw Hats completely. You probably want to keep that full power hush under control, because they're not like a big threat to his life. Same thing with Kizaru. If Saint Saturn tells Kizaru, okay, enough of this. Admiral Kizaru, as the authority of the world government and as one of the Gorosei, take them out without no restraint. I'll give you full authority to completely and utterly annihilate the Straw Hat Pirates along with Vegapunk and all his allies. And that probably might set Kizaru. I don't really. Fine. I'll do it. And bust out his awakened form. Everybody just like, what's going on? And I would say Elder might hold that off his Kizu's awakening until like further down the line in the future of the chapters. Same thing with the Saint Saturn. He won't reveal his true power to them, because if it becomes a big threat to his life, then he will start taking the gloves off and go 100% Same thing with Kizaru too. If his life is more threatening, then yeah, 100%. Both of them will go 100% against the Straw Hats, and just say, "Fuck it, we're going in. We're doubling down on this." 100% form. We're gonna Buster Call. Yeah, we're gonna Buster Call the hell out of this place, but you won't get out here alive once we go full blown power on you guys, because you're already seeing what I can do in keys. We haven't seen what we can do while going full power though. So but in my opinion, this isn't over, because the Saint Saturn already knows how to regenerate too. That's another thing we can take away too, that on top of immobilizing his opponents, he can also regenerate. Don't know how fast he can regenerate, but if it ties into that 100%, if going all out, then yeah, he can somehow regenerate full when he's 100%. You get what I mean though. But Kizaru on the other hand, find Luffy, his awakening form. Luffy might be on the same level as competing in terms of speed with Kizaru. But once Kizaru busts out that 100% form or his awakening form, it looks pretty scary from that point on. But what are you guys' opinion on this chapter? Will Kizaru or the Gore or Saint Saturn take this very seriously, and when Luffy gets backed up and goes into Gear 5th again, and will they get captured? Will this end up making Kizaru and Saint Saturn go full power on? Because there's no reason to. I mean, if it gets to that point where the Gorosei orders Kizaru to just go full on out, capture Straw Hats, make sure one of them dead, one of them was alive, do anything, do wherever it takes. What are you guys' opinion on that? But if you like this video, like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell, and comment down below if you think that Saint Saturn deserves to die for everything he's done to Kuma's family and the rest of the world. Victims too. But see you then, and have a good day.